I bet your father didn't tell you that in 20.10 seconds you could run from Harlem to Hero. That the distance between Innocence and Anthony was only 200 meters. John, Carlos, and Tommy Smith. They wonder why we like to throw up a fist when the sound of patriotism silenced our speech. Sprinting off the blocks with the sort of speed you wish all change would come with. Others ran to break records. You ran to break barriers. You won the races just to beat the racist. You raised the echoes of our voices, clenched tightly, black glove over our closed fists, and highlighted a conversation that didn't need words. Just to prove the point that blacks shouldn't have to wear first place medals to be more than second class citizens. The story of the Negro in America is the story of America. It's not a pretty story. But it's a story that has to be told, whether in verse, in song, in protest, in civil disobedience. In the poetry found in Captain Descent, Black Movie, The Breakbeat Poets, and Of Poetry and Protest, essays from the New York Times and the Atlantic, and the movie script Ollie, a program. Red, white, and black America. To look around the United States today is enough to make the prophets and angels weep. This is not the land of the free. It is only very unwillingly and sporadically the home of the brave. When a black American protests the moralizing practices of American government, there is always a white person eager to unfurl the welcome mat to Africa. And this is where racism and patriotism tend to point, towards the exits. And for some, we see that being American is conditional on behaving like a grateful guest. You belong here because we tolerate you. And we operate on a logic that only members of the family are allowed to tell the hard truths about the family's flaws. And when black Americans talk about America, they're informed that they don't actually have a seat at the grown-ups table. I look at the world from awakening eyes and a black face, and this is what I see. This fenced-off, narrow space assigned to me. Sometimes I feel it to be an absolute miracle that the entire black population of the United States of America has not long ago succumbed to raging paranoia. People finally say to you in an attempt to dismiss the social reality, "But you're so bitter." Well, I may or may not be bitter, but if I were to I would have good reason for it. Chief among them that American cowardice or blindness makes us pretend that there are no reasons for being bitter. When Colin Kaepernick took a knee rather than stand for the national anthem, the country lost its white mind, like it did in 1968 when two black Olympic stars raised their fists rather than sing a song because America gave them no other way to be heard. They were expelled from the games. Trevor Noah crystallized the point. Here's a black man who says, "I don't know how to get this message across. If I march in the streets, people say I'm a thug. If I go out and protest, people say it's a riot. And if I go down on one knee, it's wrong. I have always wanted to know, what is the right way for a black person to get attention in America?" Ollie, the world-famous boxer, tried to stand up against this white patriotism when his draft classification was moved up during the Vietnam War. I ain't draft dodging. I ain't burning no flag. And I ain't running to Canada. Want to send me to jail? Fine. You go ahead. I've been in jail for 400 years. I can wait there for 4 or 5 more. But I ain't going 10,000 miles to murder and kill other poor people. If I want to die, I'll die right here, right now, fighting you. If I want to die, you my enemy. Not no Chinese, no Viet Cong, no Japanese. You my opposer when I want freedom. You my opposer when I want equality. You my opposer when I want justice. Want me to go somewhere and fight for you, and you wouldn't even stand up for me right here in America for my rights and my religious beliefs. You wouldn't even stand up for me right here at home. When Muhammad Ali refused to be drafted into the Vietnam War, his title was immediately stripped and his boxing license revoked. Bottom line, Olympic gold can't buy a black man a Louisville hamburger in 1960. We know through painful experience that freedom will never be voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. Fast forward to 2017 and we can still see this is no country for black boys. When walking while black from 7-Eleven, conceal your Arizona fruit juice. No sudden movements like, say, reaching for a pack of Skittles. You might end up wrestling for your right to live. You be second-class citizen unarmed. 3 weeks 17, fight, howl for help, heart suspended over a hollow point. Remember to call out a mother's name. They don't know your screams over the man with the gun. He is the one who survives in America. Even someone as famous as Chris Rock is finding it hard to be black in America. I love being famous. It's almost like being white. People are nice to you, they give you the benefit of the doubt. You drive a flash car on the freeway, and the cops will pull you over, and before they even look, they're like, what the hell are you doing? And then they see it's you, and they're like, oh man, it's Chris Rock. It's okay, man. We'd like to wish another nig. You cannot lynch me and keep me in ghettos and become something monstrous yourselves. And therefore you give me a terrifying advantage. You never had to look at me. I had to look at you. And I know more about you than you know about me. And not everything that is faced can be changed. But nothing can be changed until it is faced. A question. Do you know how to make a cardboard box disappear in 10 steps? 1. Find the scissors. 2. Cut the sides of the cube. 3. Attend the rally of Trayvon Martin. 4. Attend the rally of Renisha McBride. 5. Attend the rally of Jordan Davis. 6. Attend the rally of Michael Brown. 7. Attend the rally of Freddie Gray. 8. In the rally of Eric Garner. 9. Find another empty box. 10. Attend another rally. America, it seems you still don't understand. You ask, why does it always have to be about race? Because you made it so. Because you put an asterisk on my sister's face. You called her pretty for a black girl. Because there are no Amber Alerts for amber-skinned girls. Because our heroes always end up having to be strung out or strung up. Because Emmett whistled. Because Martin preached. Because black boys can always be too loud to live? How much time do you want for your progress? Speaking time, what would you say if you were Tamir Rice and had 2 seconds? Too late. You're dead. Before I was born, I absorbed struggle. America is where I became an animal. Trapped here in segregation. I am weary of working to prove myself equal. Trapped here in integration. My heart is a fist. My fist is a heart.